Mark here from Mission Boat Gear. Today we're going to be talking about everything reef. We're going to be using our REEF 85 as our model today. So what we're going to do is go through and talk about what comes in the bag. We're going to talk about some pump options for inflating your mat. We'll inflate them, and then we'll go ahead and deflate the mat, roll it back up, put it back in the bag. Let's take a look. So the REEF 85 ships with a hand pump. It's a dual action hand pump, which means it will inflate on the upstroke and downstroke. We'll simply just attach this hose, and the other end is the Hulky Roberts adapter. And that's the style of valve that's used on the reef mat. One thing to note, it also ships with these handle extensions removed. So these just screw on. Those will come in the bag with the pump. The mat also ships with a repair kit. We actually lost the cover to ours, but the repair kit comes with a wrench that you can service the valve if it needed. It also comes with some repair material. We are unable to ship the glue for the material with the mat, but that's available by request. We'll ship it to you for free, and there's instructions on how to receive that. It comes with the mat. Let's go ahead and pull the mat out of the bag. Unzip this rest of the thing. So let's just take a look at the valve here quick. This is the Hulky Roberts valve. The valve actually operates on a click style, so if you click this in, it'll hold the valve open. Click it again, it closes the valve. With our hand pump, you don't need to operate that manually. It'll take care of it on its own. If you're using some other style pump, you may have to open them and close the valve manually. And then remember to always put the dust cover on when you're using the mat. So let's just look at pump options here quickly. We talked about the pump that comes with it. This is another style pump that a lot of people will have on their boats. It's a tube inflator. It adapts to your 12-volt cigarette lighter. And this will inflate the mat up to about 1 psi, which is not quite enough to use the mat really as most people enjoy it. So when you're using this pump, you will also use the hand pump to take the mat up to 3 or 4 psi, which most people find the most comfortable pressure. Another style mat pump that we sell is an AC pump. This one is a 120 volt pump. It really requires shore power generator. It's a very powerful pump. It'll take the mat up to about 3 psi. So if you're using this style pump, you may not need to use the hand pump in conjunction with it. All right, let's go ahead and inflate the mat. How I like to do this is to just go ahead and put the mat in the water. We can do it right from our swim platform. We can just roll this out. Expose the valve. I'm going to attach my hose. It's just a quarter turn attachment, and then you start pumping. Okay, now we're at 4 psi. We can go ahead and remove the hose from the valve. And then make sure you put the little dust cover back on. All right, we're ready to use our reef mat. You can either use the handles, or there's a D-ring that comes on the mat to attach your mat to your boat, or anchor it on an anchor somewhere away from the boat if you want to get the kids a little further away. All right, now we're going to use an alternate method of inflating the mat using a 12-volt pump and then our hand pump to add the extra 3 psi. So this is our 12-volt cigarette adapter pump. We're going to open up the dust cover, You have to depress the valve in order to get that open and hold it open. And we'll just hold this valve, the pump up to the valve. Okay, now we've got the mat about as firm as we can get it with that pump. When they pull that pump off, you have to make sure you click the little button inside the pump to close the valve. Now we'll take our hand pump and pump this up to about 3 or 4 psi, where most people enjoy using it. Attach the hose. And those little tube inflators usually will inflate the mat to about 1 psi. You get about 1 psi per 10 strokes on this. So we'll go ahead and make about 20 strokes, and that should fill it up to about 3 psi. There we are. We're at 3 psi. You're ready to enjoy your reef mat. All right, you've had a great day on the water. Now we're going to talk about deflating and storing the reef mat. So in the video here, we're going to actually deflate the mat with the valve down, just like you've been using it in the water. On the smaller mats, the 48 and the 85, they're relatively easy to flip over, and you can also deflate them with the valve up. We're going to go ahead and take the mat and pull it up either on the swim platform or on the sun deck, and then we can start the deflation process. So we'll pull the mat up. We're going to actually take off this little dust cover, and there's a valve button in there. We're going to depress that. That'll actually start the deflation process. And then we're going to use our 12-volt adapter pump. And we're going to suck the rest of the air out of the mat. All right, now that we've got the mat deflated, we want to make sure that we get all the air out of it, so we're able to get it completely flat, rolled it up nice and tight in the bag. On the 85 and the 48 and the 123, we're going to all fold those up in tri-fold in the long direction. So we're going to go ahead and roll them or fold them in thirds. Bring this in. Go over to the other side, do the same thing. Go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flat fold this. We don't want to roll it up tight like a Tootsie Roll. We're going to actually flat fold. So what we're going to do is grab about 6 to 8 inches on this, lay it flat, and then we'll continue with that pattern as we roll up the mat. So we'll pull up a little bit and just lay it flat. The flat fold eliminates a lot of the pressure on the seams, so you have these flat sections and then you don't have a lot of sharp points on the seams. As we're rolling it up, we want to make sure that the end on the back side doesn't spread too far apart. It'll make it difficult to get back in the bag. So that starts to happen. You can bring it here and just tuck this back in. And that's it. Now we can go ahead and put it in the bag. We do recommend that you use the storage bags when they're not in use. These folds can take a lot of pressure if the mat ends up being slid across some rough surface, and that's where we normally hear about people having problems with abrasion on the mat. Does fit easily in the bag. There you are, ready for storage. So thanks for watching. If you have more questions about reef mats, be sure and check us out at missionboatgear.com.